We are here live on YouTube. Look at it. I think I figured it out this time. How to get this thing to work. Finally.
You think?
So far,
Maybe.
so good. I'll wait till someone comes in the comments and says they can't hear anybody. So let's see how that works. But yeah, as you can see today, we are also Liz Less. She's not here with us today because there's all the tornadoes. I mean, that just happened out in Tennessee, right, Ben?
Yeah. It was a very weird weekend down here for sure. For sure, it was a weird weekend. So, Jen and I, you know, she's not from where weather happens, right?
Okay.
She's not from where weather happens. I am, and for me, I have a tendency to sort of not necessarily play it down, but I also wait until the last minute to do much of anything, right?
Okay.
Meanwhile, Jen is on top of it, okay? So she is in the hallway and we're casting a Reddit. They're not really storm tracers, they're more or storm chasers. They're like storm trackers,
Okay.
right? Nashville severe weather, okay, is who these guys are. It's like four dudes that stream whenever there's weather, okay? Fucking, we've got that streaming on the TV. Jen's hunkered down with the dogs in the hallway, and I'm up complaining because I hadn't eaten all day and I needed the chili that was on the stove. So I make a bowl, and then I sit in the hallway too. Luckily, where we are, the storm hit about maybe 7.5 miles down from where we were at, right? Here in Gallatin. So some areas, when you guys were here to shoot, took some damage, but it was further down. Unfortunately, where Liz stays in Hendersonville and parts of Nashville got the full brunt of it, like got it bad.
Wow.
There are hundreds of homes right now that are uprooted. Literally, I think the loss of life, any loss of life is not great. But I want to say it was something like I think 6 people were confirmed, and then there's another maybe 40 or 50 that ended up in like hospitalized as a result. But literally, there are like hundreds of people without homes right now.
I mean, at least Liz is okay.
Yeah, she's
which is
good.
great.
She's good. Yeah.
We do have what's it called? We have the link up here where people can donate. That you kindly sent me before.
It's CFMT. It's fund here in Middle Tennessee, and all of the money goes directly to the families that need it most at this point in time. So, if you do consider giving, particularly around this time of year, the holidays suck anyway. In general, for most people, Christmas especially. And a lot of folks, some people may have a little extra. So instead of maybe gifting a buddy a coffee, if you got $5, maybe gift some of that to Middle Tennessee. You
definitely can need it, because I can't even imagine what that's like to have you're just chilling one day and a fucking tornado just takes out your place.
Bro, literally, it's the craziest thing. So this is maybe 5 years ago now, maybe 5 or 6 years ago now. One came through the middle of Gallatin proper, and my dad's store. While it wasn't significant damage, this is how crazy tornadoes can be, right? It peeled the roof back on the building.
Wow.
And we have a metal roof on there, so it's like a tin can. It just like the old school cartoon tuna cans.
Oh my gosh.
That's yeah. But no other property damage, no other damage to his building. But then it like skipped streets and houses were down, shit like that. Like it's crazy, and they can do whatever. And just to wrap out my little bit of the weekend, at least with the tornado, once we got the all clear once we got the all clear here in Gallatin, the rain stopped, and about a half an hour after that, we had tickets to go to the punk rock flea market,
Hell yeah.
and we double checked. We double checked.
It's still running.
That part of Madison was also not hit. Other parts sustained some damage. They had a lot of rain inside the flea market, but we threw caution to the wind and we went to the punk rock flea market and saw the dwarves that night.
Hell yeah. So.
Oh, well, good.
Yeah, I'm
That's
glad
awesome.
that was still running.
I mean, it's crazy. It's and that's how like specific a tornado can be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's messed up.
Yeah.
But what is it? It's cfmt.org. All
Yes.
right. So if you get a chance, that goes directly to people that are impacted.
Well, that stands for the Community Foundation of Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, Middle Tennessee, not Central. People get that confused. We do
Okay.
say Middle Tennessee down here.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, if you want to donate, go do it now. The link is up there. Check it out. So yeah, I mean, I found out about these tornadoes because I like literally didn't know about it at all until suddenly I got a notification that a friend of ours, Eli, marked safe from a tornado, and I was in Tennessee, and I was like, what? And then I saw more people start doing it, and then you were like, hey, safe from the tornado at the Dwarves.
Yeah. Me and Blag the Ripper hanging out.
It's right. There was one time there was a literal bomb that went off in the subway when I was out in the city with my buddies.
Oh, right. We were
And-
talking about that.
Yeah, and we still went out to the bar. Like the subway was closed, and we were like, shit, what do we do? But we just went out to the bar anyway.
Well, what do you do?
Yeah.
You do know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
live life. If 9/11 taught us anything, you don't let the terrorists win. You don't let the tornadoes win.
Nah.
You go out, you live your life.
In 2020, January, right? So it's before anything COVID-wise. But in January 2020, right before a trip Lindsay and I took to Seattle, there was like a mass shooting or something. Do you guys remember? Like there was a mass shooting in downtown Seattle a few years back.
I mean, there's a lot of
I mean,
that.
yeah, sadly happens all the time. Anyway, happened right before Lindsay and I were going, and we got on the phone. We're like, let's go anyway. Or like, let's, lightning
Yeah.
doesn't strike twice.
'Cause, yeah.
Well,
like-
yeah, that's the
yeah.
thing. You go immediately after, you're good for
Yeah.
at least weeks. You know
we
what
were
I
definitely like got on the phone. We're like, should we fucking go? And also like COVID had like recently gotten to the States, but it was like not,
Yeah.
things were still happening in January
Yeah, I
2020.
mean, I was on vacation in February of 2020.
right. Like things weren't,
Yeah.
how they were later. So
I
between
sw-
COVID and that mass shooting, Lindsay and I were like, should we still go to Seattle? And we ended up just being like, well, we're not gonna like live in fear, so we went. But yeah,
I swear, I'm one of those people, and I really don't care what everybody says, and not to be like I had it foist, but Derek and I were working on a film in California in November of 2019, and I swear to God, I got so incredibly sick in a way that I had not been sick before. And it was right before I came up to New York to work on that high maintenance and sleep on your couch
Oh,
change
wow.
for 3 weeks. It was before our Thanksgiving together. It was right before then,
Damn.
right?
Yeah.
So what ends up happening though, I was down in Cali, and I got a sickness like I'd never had before. But then I had this gig coming up in New York. And then 2 months later, it's like 2 or 3 months later, COVID's everywhere. The doctors said, I don't know what this is. We haven't seen this. I don't know. It's a crazy infection. Take this. Wasn't an infection, wasn't anything. I'm one of those people
You
that
had
swears
COVID.
I got COVID before everybody. I got it fresh once it came in off the ocean.
yeah, probably. I mean, maybe strong. Maybe it came here that time of year, right? And wasn't like California
Very much so,
first?
yeah.
Yeah.
So the moral of the story is live your life.
Live your life. Live
Yeah,
your life.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
donate if you can.
Yeah.
Donate if you can.
Yes, that too.
Help other
Yes.
people live their lives.
Bammo, there you go.
Yeah, man. Besides tornadoes out here, that Saturday, I've just been working all weekend, working another film. It was a good time. No little horror project with like I don't want to spoil much, but it's about this kid, and then she has like this little puppet ice cream monster that they go and murder their babysitter. It's pretty fun, and it was a good time. And the best part about it was that Saturday was my family's Hanukkah dinner, and I thought I was gonna miss it because of work. So happens I was filming literally down the street from where my grandfather lives at the same time. So
It's so convenient.
yeah, and and where my grandfather lives too is like the other ass end of Brooklyn, like literally like the furthest you can get before you hit Coney Island. So like to be able to film there, I was like, this is so weird coincidence. But I got to go on my lunch break and have Hanukkah dinner on my lunch break.
Oh,
That's
that's
so
awesome.
awesome.
So I still got this.
So you just hopped on the queue and went and
Not
got.
even. I have a car, so it was. And also, it was literally 4 minutes down the road. So it was like, I walked there actually from set.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying, though.
Oh, hopped on the Q train. Yeah, because that's what
From
takes you to.
downtown.
Yeah, that's what
It's
takes
the
you to
easiest
Coney
way
Island.
to get there.
And you know
The
what?
queue.
That's how everyone else got there on train. Is they took the fucking Q train to get to set. But yeah, I know. And besides working really much, I did get this. I saw Die Hard last night with my brother. They did like a re-release, so I finally.
I was
got
gonna
this.
say. I was like, wait, what? Okay, well that's cool.
It was amazing. Seeing in the theater, kick-ass sound. Never got to see Die Hard in a theater before, and it's my favorite Christmas movie. So
Bama.
great time. Fucking love Die Hard. Best movie. One of the best movies ever. And shout out to Bruce Willis, who's also going through dementia currently.
Yeah, poor guy. A lot of stuff going on with him.
Not just dementia, but I mean, like it's a full blown like
Yeah.
almost like a de-evolution.
It's
really
crazy,
really
man.
sad.
You watch like Die Hard and how like
Terrible.
he's a very like energetic person in that movie. Like he's very vocal. He's very much has this personality. And it's weird to see that guy like John McClane being like, oh, now he's like nonverbal. It's like
Yeah.
He's
crazy.
nonverbal. It's like I see some of his daughter's stuff on socials on occasion, and it's like the fact that he can like stand up, hold a hand, and smile. That's a good day. You
Aw.
know,
That's wild.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sad.
that's so sad. My gosh.
So yeah, honor Bruce Willis. Go watch Die Hard out right now in theaters.
Yes, everyone. Yeah, go stop this. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. After this.
Well, Nicole, how's it hanging with you? How's it
know.
how's the other end of New York going?
Good. I know James is so tired of me, so I've been hanging out with James a lot actually the past couple days, which has been very nice.
Yeah, we got Rosie's Pizza. Went out
Yeah,
to
we
Midtown.
got together. Yes. Friday night for Rosie's Pizza, we got together with our friends John, Sebi, and Lindsay. Then Monday night, I saw you. We got together with Leo of former Toonular fame. Yeah, and John and Kelly in Hell's Kitchen. That was fun. In between that, I saw the Jonas Brothers this weekend.
Oh, how was the Jonas Brothers?
It was awesome. I mean, I don't know if you guys are like necessarily fans of their music, but
I can't
whatever
say that
anyone
I am.
that is or whatever, they're like really good live. I have to say, if you like that type of.
I've seen
type of,
videos.
you know.
It looks like a big stadium show.
Yeah, they were at Barclays. It was huge. It was packed. Apparently, they started the tour at Yankee Stadium, and this was the last night of the tour. So it came back to New York. They were awesome. If you ever get the opportunity to see them, and again, anyone that's like a fan, I would definitely take that on because it was like they sounded exactly the same. Like sometimes I don't know, an artist is a disappointment live, but they were just as awesome.
Well, that's
That was
sick.
really-
Yeah, who would you go with? Just your friends, family?
I went with my friends. I believe you both have met Becky, and then my friends Scott and Alyssa, who I'm not sure if you guys have met, but they live in Hoboken. And Becky's
Hoboken.
mom.
Hoboken's
So
a
it's
fun thing to say.
What's that?
Hoboken's just like a fun town to say.
Oh yeah, in Jersey, Hoboken.
Hoboken.
Yeah, they love Hoboken too. I don't know, they like love it there.
Wait, where'd they play?
Yes.
Was it at Barclays?
It was at Barclays, yeah.
Nice.
Yes, we got so Brooklyn. Have you ever been to that place, James? DSK. It's like in Fort Greene. It's like a beer garden type thing
No.
in Brooklyn.
I've
might
been to
like-
a lot of beer gardens in Brooklyn, so maybe.
I feel like you'd like that spot. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
DSK, Fort Greene. We went there for some beer and schnitzel and whatever beforehand.
Beer and schnitzel.
Beer and schnitzel. And then went to the show. It was an awesome night. I can't complain. Really is a good time.
Damn, yeah, it sounds like sounds like a blast.
Yeah, it was fun.
Uh,
Yeah, trying to think of a good transition.
well, Ben, I mean, you've been talking about all these tornadoes, but how else is it hanging down south?
Well, apart from weather related stuff, it's been Christmas all season, all season. Uh, I I got 3 new pair of glasses the other day. My glasses finally came in. I'm very excited
Ah,
about it.
is that the one you're wearing right now?
Yeah.
Looking good.
They're wireless, frameless, circular lenses. I'm very happy with
Wireless.
them.
There's just no lenses. They're just.
The Nolan's is just the frame. That's it. Yeah, just actually, there's no frame either, so it's nothing on my face. I got like 3 pair of glasses. A shirt that I ordered back in November came in. It's
Wow,
it's
really
weird.
is Christmas time at the Yeti house.
It's all this shit too, though, but it's all like necessity stuff. I've got socks that I ordered a month ago that should be coming in pretty soon too. I'm an old man, you know that, and I have to order special socks. It's I have
What
to
are
wear
special
compression
socks? Like
now.
compression socks?
Yeah, bro.
What exactly?
do?
Yeah, what exactly is that?
Yeah.
So that's the thing where if like, let's say you sit a lot throughout your day, right? You don't necessarily have the world's most active job or whatever. Let's say maybe your sodium levels are a little increased. Maybe like a fucking pregnant woman, you retain water sometimes and your ankles and shit swell up. You have to get compression socks that like go up to your like knees, right? So now I'm wear fucking knee-high compression socks, but actually shit's balancing out, like not to get like too into
that's
the
a good
doctor
thing.
stuff. Like I said, I'm getting older. I'll be 44 in January, right? So in theory, one could say I'm in season 4 of my life, if we go by decades. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Season 4
Season 4.
of my
Oh.
life.
Yeah, because that's where we're at.
But very real though, very, very real, real quick. I do have to wear these. I got a little nervous about health stuff. Not that a doctor told me anything. It was just like I looked at my life and I was like, I am
I'm not
unhealthy.
healthy.
Felt like Bane for a minute. I am unhealthy, Nora. But I fucking started making changes. I also lost since July. This is bananas, bro. 56 pounds since July.
Amazing.
Oh, wow.
Congrats.
Like I've dropped a full blown 56.
Congratulations.
Yeah, go team.
Go
I got
Ben.
another. What?
Said go Ben.
I got another fucking. What is it? 10. Yeah, 10 by my birthday is what I'm hoping to get down more, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, season 4 of Harley Quinn, James. That's where we're at tonight.
Season 4, baby.
Season 4 of my life.
Man,
Yay.
you know, so this came out, I think it came out around August. I was working Flapjack, so I didn't watch it. I think I may have watched the first episode, but I didn't watch the rest of it. And then I came home, and for some reason, this season just went like straight over my head. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like, I just watched through it and I just wasn't, not like I wasn't into it. I was finding it funny, but I just like, I don't know. I got through it and completely forgot about it. But rewatching it now, man, it still fucking kicks ass. It's great. But yeah, man, it feels good to talk about this show. But I don't know. What are your guys' impressions of season 4? Or at least the start of it.
It was great. I guess, yeah, that's really it. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was really funny and had a lot of really good storylines to the episodes. That's particularly what I liked about it.
Yeah, man.
So
The broad brush.
So for me, there are points that it's good. There are points that I think it almost gets a little too preachy. Like I feel like it makes the points and they're valid and they're good. But there are points in time throughout the season where I feel like they could have truncated a little bit of like the CEO thing I feel like they could have truncated that a little more. I would like to have seen even a touch more with Harley's travels with the
the Bat Family.
as opposed to necessarily Ivy's story. Ivy's story got a little stale for me.
Yeah, I think that was
not gonna lie.
why it kind of went over my head and why. Yeah, I felt like there was a lot going on with the Ivy stuff. That I was like, I didn't know I was watching the Poison Ivy animated show.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair.
Even though I did like her, I liked the beginning dynamic of like, oh, I'm the leader of the Legion of Doom, but you're in the Bat Family, but we're in love and we have to figure it out. You know, it's kind of generic sitcom kind of setup.
So Ivy's story would have worked better if it was more of a B story instead of pushing Harley kind of to the B story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you could have told that and sort of checked in with Ivy a couple of 3 times, maybe had like 2 episodes that really focused on that climb, and then spent more time with sort of Harley throughout and the way Harley sort of intertwines. I guess I see what they're doing by sort of pushing Ivy. I guess the writers wanted to tell more of a story about a power struggle, but I think the average comic book, or at least this average comic book, I shouldn't speak for everybody. I think this average comic book and cartoon fan would have liked a little bit more ass kicking and a little less in the boardroom.
Yeah, I think I feel the same way. But what made me realize watching it through was like, because I thought the same thing of, oh, we should get more Bat Family, because I mean, obviously, I love Batman, but halfway through I'm realizing, well, this is a villain centric show, so then I was like, that's why we're getting more villains in that kind of space. And like I love the initial Poison Ivy going to the boardroom scene where it's just all like the villain dudes. And they're like, get out of the way, we're waiting for the new CEO to come in. I want to
hear the CEO's footsteps.
Yeah.
A direct line. I want to hear him as he approaches. I want to hear the new footsteps. So fucking stupid.
Yeah, my favorite line in that is when they all storm out. And then I don't know which, I think it was Grodd who said it, but one of them was just like, if we wanted to be bossed around by a lady, we get girlfriends.
The kicker and a lot of it, like so to the point of it being like, oh yeah, we're not focusing on the Bat Family, it's it is villain and villain centric. I honest to God, I think they did it better closer to the end of the season when we're working with Harley and Ivy and still maintaining sort of that focus, because it's not villains the show, it's Harley Quinn.
That is true. At the end of the day, that's the title character.
And we spent a lot of time away from her. And I'm not suggesting that, Ivy's story is not pertinent, because there is some pretty interesting stuff that goes on, and about how power corrupts from all angles. And I do think that they did a very nice job balancing, what is it? I guess sort of what could be a truly like overly preachy, like hit you over the head with a fucking hammer about gender and power and all of this stuff. But I think they balanced it pretty well at a couple of points in time where it's like, oh, well, Ivy's an asshole too. You know what I mean? Yeah. All this.
Look, especially later when that whole women's meeting, whatever, they're also like, oh yeah, we're just going back to Lex's birthday party. It's like the whole like crew that she was trying to impress anyway. We're also all full of shit.
Really, right? And it's like you can whatever. It's you can hashtag girl boss all day long, and then still at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're involved in like a giant corporation. You're still a fucking bootlicker if you want fucking power in it. You know.
Right. Good point. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it doesn't.
because that's why I really liked how they did Lex Luthor, like in this iteration of Harley Quinn. Because I mean, honestly, this is how I picture a modern day Lex Luthor to act like completely. You know, with like the crazy amount of like work that he gets done on his face, the random like I think he says he gets Falcon blood in him.
Yeah.
You know, like weird shit like that. Like that's like I totally imagine that's what Jeff Bezos does, like on the regular.
Are you guys familiar with and I forget. Oh my God, I forget what company he's involved with, but he's some kind of like multi-millionaire, maybe the edge of a billionaire, something like that. There's a guy who has been literally like harvesting his son's blood to have it pumped into him so he can stay younger throughout.
Well,
I am familiar with that.
That's an episode of Silicon Valley where like the guy Gavin Belson has a blood boy that like when he goes to like what's his face? Oh, I forgot the main character's name. But he goes to visit Gavin Belson and he's just like, yeah, continue to your pitch, and some dude walks over and sticks a needle in his arm, and he's just like this fit young like dude just donating blood so he can just get younger blood in him.
Yeah. I'm looking up the guy's name.
It's like, because there's like a father that was going viral a few months ago. Photo was going viral a few months ago of like the father and the son.
Here you go. Here it is. It's his name is Brian. Of course, he would be a Johnson. Fuck. His name's Brian Johnson, and he was paying hundreds of $1,000s to infuse 1 liter of his teenage son's youthful plasma into his own aging bloodstream every month. And that fucking headline is from September.
Wow. Yeah, so I'm saying this Lex Luthor is not far off from reality. As crazy as he is. Like, yeah, totally not far off.
This is what they do. This is what happens with power. And the sad thing is, honestly, the road that she was going down, I think it would have ultimately turned Ivy into this.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, especially if she kept the whatever they call the Johns. You know, if she would have kept those guys.
Well, no, so not even them. This is the thing, and this is where I feel bad for Ivy. This is one point where I feel bad for her, is because she's so sort of easily swayed by both groups.
Well, when you think about it this way, Ivy's also never been loved like this or had this actually, like, people listen to her, right? I mean, remember from the first season, she's always been this outsider, nobody.
Yep.
And now here she is. Everyone's like, hey, we like you. Here, you know, sign all these books and toys or whatever.
And how do I put it? Like, so she's swayed by the Joshes, right?
Johns, I think.
Not Johns. Yeah, the Joshes. Because remember, there's no H. There's no whatever. It's spelled like this, but there's no H. There's no S. And then she's so easily swayed by the women in business group as well. And it's like, each side of that is equally corrupt regardless of who's in charge of it, which is, again, I like that they did that, because for all their talk about, you know, gender stuff, at least they really did showcase more about power. And I felt like that was the message, is power corrupts.
And it does. And, you know, too, there was that scene where Lex and Talia are just watching those people fuck, but like they were like inadvertently, like Talia and Lex were fucking, but they were fucking through the people fucking like on the bed, and like that's like,
wild.
There's got to be like rich people do that shit, I bet, all the time too.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess maybe.
Yeah, I bet that's
definitely that's a power play. That's it. So like you hear about the closest thing I could probably equate it to is like you hear about those crazy fucking Hollywood stories, right? You know what I mean? Oh, there was this wild party where this happened and they had ritual and all of this stuff. Yeah. And then there was, the naked lady getting blood pouring on her, whatever. You hear all of these things. And then you watch Party Monsters and you have Aaliyah Shawkat on there talking about how she had, and it was all at her consent, but there was a guy who wanted to shave her vagina at a party, and she was like, "Yeah, I guess that's what we do at Hollywood parties." And then she just got her fucking push shaved at a party because that's like what you do in Hollywood, I guess. So there's a level of reality to what the rich, wealthy, and famous do at these things. So yeah, people fucking through people fucking. I believe it entirely. Yeah,
he's like, you gotta keep the cape on. You gotta keep the cape on. He's like, but it gives me a wedgie. Keep it on.
Oh yeah.
Told you keep it on until you get off. I love that. I guess sort of what was a high point for you guys in this?
I mean, Nicole, you can go first.
Sorry, I'm looking at this father that harvests his son's blood, and he looks very weird. Like, he looks like a man that harvests his son's blood, you know what I mean? Like, physically.
Does he just look like Nosferatu?
Yeah, just like just off. What was it? So, okay, I feel like I really just kind of turned my brain off during a lot of this and let it just kind of play. I and James, we had talked about it the other night, but I haven't watched it yet. The episode where Bane goes to Italy was really fun. Something I really liked about this season was I feel like it just kind of brought us all over the world, and it was really fun. Like, it was fun to watch them go to Vegas.
That's true. We went a lot of places this season compared to the other two seasons, because all I remember is we've gone to the Amazon, the Amazonian world, whatever it's called. I forget the name of it, but that's it.
Well,
though.
they ended up going to Louisiana, so Nora could.
Oh, that's right. We did get the Swamp Thing, so that's two other places. And but this season we were everywhere.
Yeah, there was that business convention or whatever that Ivy went to. That was also really fun.
On the moon?
Yeah.
Yes. That was super fun. That was really we got to see all the Johns. Oh wait, no, all the Johns were in the next episode. I forget which one it was. I think the Italy and the Vegas episodes were super immersive and super fun.
Oh, the Vegas
Being in Italy was so
good.
funny. He went up that mountain right to that lady that makes the pasta or whatever. They're were making pasta together.
You're Mama Macaroni. And then it turns out her name is really the Macaroni, like Jim Gordon was saying all along.
So that one right there, Nora is so manipulative and horrible.
Poor
Bane, do you know any big strong men? Big strong men that could help me with my pasta maker thing.
Oh,
yes, I know one right here.
My Nora.
It would be me, Nora. You put Bane in everything. I honestly.
He said he was stuck in customs for 72 hours or something.
Right. I love it whenever he. And it was probably it wasn't the same episode. It may have been an episode later because I think he was still stuck in customs. But it's when, or maybe it is the same episode. I forget. But it's when Harley is looking for Babs because Babs has gone missing, right? And she's going through the phone and she accidentally calls Bane instead of Babs. And he's like, Harley, thank you for calling. I'm stuck here. God damn it. Everybody hangs up on Bane. Nobody gives a shit about Bane. And I feel so bad for him.
Even when he gets to Italy, everyone's stealing his shit. Nobody helps him.
Oh, those little kids take his
And Nora still doesn't know. In that same episode, when he's in Italy, he's like, "Oh, my Nora, whatever." And then it cuts to Nora, and she's like, "Where's that explosive guy? Whatever his name."
Explosives guy?
Yeah.
Explosives. Fucking, I feel so bad for Bane, but at the same time, I thought back to that Valentine special, right?
We're just humping all the buildings.
At least he got his in that.
He did. Yeah, what happened to that chick?
Yeah.
I wonder what happened to her.
I mean, really, right? Where is she this season?
And the photo of Nora that he carries around with him is just her, just completely wasted.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that was funny, too.
It's, my beautiful Nora, who made this delicious pasta? And then she slaps him and she goes, you did. I didn't know I could make anything so beautiful. Like
He's the pasta maker.
he's fucking great. Like, it's great.
And then like the old lady like knocks him out and puts like the olive oil into his like tubes. You know?
Oh,
Yeah. You could. That's the spinoff that we deserve.
We do.
I could watch.
I mean, I'm
Bane
very excited
weekly.
for this Kite Man spinoff, but yeah, we need a Bane spinoff too.
I didn't realize they're doing that. That's cool.
Yeah, it's gonna. As far as I know, it's like Cheers, but with like Kite Man and all these fucked up superheroes. Or
The
villains, I should say,
teaser
villains.
at the end of the final
Yeah.
episode for it made it look pretty fucking
Yeah.
baller. Like,
Who would have
it looked
thought a
pretty
Kite
good.
Man show would look that good? You know.
Seems so ridiculous. I kind of maybe around episode like 7 or 8. There were a couple I tuned out of in the middle because I was doing shit around the house today. But so okay, and you fill in my gaps because here's the deal. The first portion of it is Ivy's come up, right?
Yeah. And Harley
then-
learning how to be a part of the Bat family, like her training, whatever.
Wait a second. Okay. So the best part of her training is when they try and stick her with Alfred.
Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah.
And she's like, I don't fucking want to clean cars and make tea. And he's got her mixing up some
Oh,
fucking
there's the
Earl Grey
acronym,
or
right?
whatever.
It's like bitch. I forget what the acronym means. For the BITCH.
Oh yes. Something about like having some tea. Like tea is literally like tea time or
Yeah.
something like that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's so yeah, it's Ivy's come up, Harley with the Bat family, and then it's like the middle part is Ivy's in charge, and then it becomes more increasingly about her and Harley's relationship sort of falling apart because and this I also thought was an interesting sort of thing to touch on. The fact that they're still living together, but now everything is fucked because you
Well,
know
to me,
Ivy's king
that's
of the villains.
that's the sitcom angle of it, right? You know, it's like, oh, we live together, but you're a villain and I'm a superhero. How can we coexist?
I loved the idea of Harley using sex to try and get information
information from
about who's killing these people
First,
out of
and
Ivy.
Ivy's just like giving her like fake names at first. She's like, oh yeah, Dr. Boobs or whatever.
And then it was her real doctor,
Yeah.
and she's like, "That's your actual doctor." It is good. It is good. Some of it, again, like I say, at first I thought they were really gonna hammer a couple things home, and I'm happy they touched on it. And I'm the first one to tell you, like there comes a point in time where you just want to be entertained, make your point, and keep going. And I think this season found like the precipice and then stepped it right back just enough to keep it entertaining.
Yeah.
Without it really just becoming a thing that it could have become. That all the nerds were griping about. What was it in season 3?
Yeah, they had the two guys. The one guy had a shirt that said "The Last Jedi is in canon," and the other shirt was "Release the Snyder Cut" because it was still pre-Snyder Cut.
Oh my god.
And they're like,
That's
"This
so
show,
funny.
who cares about Harley? We're blah blah."
Yeah.
But I will say, man, this show has gotten a lot more attention than it did when I started watching it. Like the amount of people that I meet now who've actually seen this show, I said this last week, but it fucking blows my mind. Because I was begging people to watch this for so long. And everyone's like,
it was
nah.
on the DC app, right?
Yeah.
Originally?
The DC app, and people are like, Harley Quinn, who cares? There's enough Harley Quinn out there in the world. But it's like, this show is totally different and incredible. And yeah, this season may not be my favorite of all the seasons, but I still think it's awesome.
It's got some wonderful points.
Yeah.
Um
Like the thing too with Nightwing's butt. So like, I don't know if you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
have seen. So this is a thing, the real thing that DC made a couple years ago. Do you know what I'm talking about at all? About Nightwing's butt. So like,
No.
I'm
No.
gonna say it was about 5 or 6 years ago. I can't remember if it was when they started the New 52 or when they started the Rebirth, whatever reboot it was for the comics at the time. They put out like a mural, and there were three of them. One was Batman, Robin / Nightwing, and the third one might have been Batgirl. I can't remember, but it was a huge like mural with the Batman one is like Batman throughout the ages, and then the new Batman, the current one, like as big in the center as the big part of it, as the little, Batman throughout the years surrounds him. The Nightwing Robin one is the same thing, except all the Robins and Nightwing are all in the same pose, but for some reason, Nightwing has turned his back and just flashing his ass, just like the pose that they show in the show. And the internet, like, obviously, like, roasted it for so long, because if you look at the other ones they made, like the Batman, I think the Batgirl one, they're all the same pose. Like, they don't, like, they're just, like, heroed up, and then Nightwing's just like, yeah, here's my ass.
Well, wait a minute. Do you think that's because, like, there wasn't more than one Nightwing, right? It's all the Robins, and then one Robin that became Nightwing, right?
Yeah, but it was all Dick Grayson Robins. That was the photo. So it was Dick Grayson throughout the years, until
Got
like
it.
Nightwing, the current iteration of Nightwing with the dunk.
Got it. Okay, because I was thinking if it was like, what's his name? Todd. What are the
Jason
other
Todd?
ones?
No.
Jason Todd and fucking.
No, yeah, that would have been something else. I said there was a third one. I can't remember what it is, but
All right.
no, but like it was just weird. They just put out the Nightwing. That exact pose that you see in the show is what DC made as like their cover.
I love it.
So I
Which
love that they
also-
fucking pointed fun at it. I love it.
Yeah.
Which also brings up a couple of things. This season got kind of meta in a couple of ways. There was another there was another one that I was thinking of, like they're poking fun at themselves. I loved the fact that they picked on A24 as much as they did.
Oh,
I
they
thought
did,
Oh,
that-
yeah.
What was that one line? Something more than a horror. You've been watching
Yeah,
too many.
they do it twice because
A24
Joker
horror
comes
movies.
back. Yeah, and like Joker comes back and says, like something about A24 horror movie, which is great, which feels a lot relevant now. With A24 being like, because there's a whole thing now where like, oh, we made so much money, do you want to do action movies now, like bigger budget stuff? So,
Well, but also it's not just with Joker. Gordon says it to
Yeah.
him too in like the
Yeah.
last episode. He brings it up. But the Nightwing's butt also made a very special appearance in that final. Was it the final episode or the one right before the end, where Ivy stumbles into the grave
Yeah,
when
it's the last
Catwoman
episode.
finally shows up,
yeah, that's the last one. Yeah.
and then he's got his butt coffin.
Well, they show the butt coffin earlier when they bury him. Spoilers, when they kill Nightwing and they bury him, he's got the butt in the coffin.
The butt coffin was great. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of fun stuff in here. I did like the I forget the name of the pageant, but the little Ivy pageant.
None of you guys,
Oh, it's so funny. Little Miss.
Little
Wait,
Miss Ivy. I think it's
Little Poison Miss Ivy. That's what it was.
Yeah.
The way they phrased it was funny. Little Poison Miss Ivy.
Yeah.
And she's like, none of you people will be me.
And
That
then
was-
at the
That might have been my favorite episode because like her giant statue comes to life too and fights the giant John.
Which is great. They set up the statue and they bring it back as, giant Ivy statue.
I love that.
which when she goes on the show to promote a statue, I thought was fucking that's funny shit. You know what I mean?
Like, who wants to do my
that
pose while I'm
feels
posing on the
as-
statue?
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that feels so stupid, but then it's so real. You know what I mean? It's so real. And we're making statues. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I love this season. I mean, that's why I like this season, because I love these like random kind of directions they go in. I mean, Bad Harley's cool. I was actually looking up online if they would release any kind of Bad Harley action figure, and they didn't.
Ooh.
They did not. So DC, get on that right now.
Yeah, you have a fan right here
I want
that will buy it.
I want
That is a missed opportunity.
Yeah. But I'm curious because this season kind of came and went. And I know it also came out during the strike, so that's probably a big reason why it didn't get like promoted as much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it feels like this season was kind of forgotten about. I mean, a lot of shows on HBO feel like they've kind of been forgotten about, to be honest, that have come out this year.
Yeah,
Dude,
Max.
Yeah, Max.
Good old Max. Good old Max. Not a good name, I think.
I hate to say it though, but this is going to be the problem. Like, have you heard anything about season 5?
Not at all.
Okay. So, and since Discovery bought out HBO, like, I know there's going to continue to be, content like your Last Week Tonights and all of those stuff. But I wonder how much of the specialized content's going to get just like kicked to the wayside. You know what I mean?
True.
Didn't they just remove Watchmen? So, like,
Yeah,
anyway,
Watchmen.
I don't know if that leans to your point or not, but just that, like, other things are just going to go away. I guess.
But with the Watchmen show, I know the director only wanted to do one season. That was, but I know with the shows they've announced, like House of Dragons coming back, they're still doing the Penguin show, which is cool. But, like, yeah, none of these other shows have been announced. And with James Gunn coming on board, I know he has an animated show he's putting out. So, yeah, I don't know. But James Gunn was also in Harley, so maybe he'll save it,
Maybe. And then there's also Peacemaker is for sure coming back, right?
Yeah, but not for a while because James Gunn's a busy man. He's doing Superman, and then he's doing this Amanda Waller show, and then that's apparently leading into Peacemaker season 2.
See, that's okay. How do you? And with this aside, like, this is a total side question. With this aside, like, how do you feel about that? We pump out, a season of a thing. It's been a year and a half since Peacemaker.
Well,
yeah.
Normally I'd be a lot annoyed, but I mean, just the way, because DC was a lot different. James Gunn wasn't the head of DC when he did Peacemaker.
Sure.
I think like just the tide of everything just changed so much since then. It just caused it to kind of get pushed back.
Well, but then now the focus becomes, and I get that the movies take precedence over the TV show, but at the same time, you're saying there's going to be an Amanda Waller show that's going to lead into Peacemaker, so that's going to delay it yet another year. So now you're looking at, like, what, 3 or 4 years from the first season to the second season?
Yeah, probably like 3 years. I mean, James Gunn did announce, not a date, but like a year. I think he said 2025. But
wow.
Yeah, no, it sucks. I mean, I want more Peacemaker more than anybody, man. I want it so bad. But I don't know. It's James Gunn I trust. If he can't fix it, nobody can.
Right.
Truly.
Because I'm pumped for his Superman movie. He just announced a couple more people. Lex Luthor, played by Nicholas Holt's a cool actor. His brother Sean Gunn is playing Maxwell Lord. So they got, they got Metamorpho's going to be in the movie, played by NoHo Hank from Barry. So I'm pumped.
And what I hear is Lloyd Kaufman is Mr. Mxyzptlk.
I can hope. I hope you hear that, James Gunn. I hope you're listening right now.
I'm going to keep pushing that. I'm going to keep pushing that as hard as I can.
And they mentioned him. No, they mentioned Batmite. I was going to say, I thought they mentioned him in Peacemaker. But James Gunn, you can do it. They know you can. I know you want to.
Yay.
Obviously wants to. Obviously wants to.
Doesn't want to spend more than like 1 day on set with Lloyd. But that's the beauty part about Mr. Mxyzptlk. You just shoot Lloyd at a green screen for a full day, and that's all you need to do. And
that's it, right? Like, you get him, maybe 2 days. You give him 2 days.
Yeah.
You give him 2 days. 1 day for the script, and then 1 day just for Lloyd.
And none of that footage makes it.
Yeah, right. Eventually, Mr. Mxyzptlk ends up in his underwear inexplicably for no reason in every role.
sometimes in drag.
Yeah, that's perfect.
No, yeah, but bring it back to this season. So I do love this like Harley mystery. I think the first time I watched it, the Harley clone thing actually threw me off the first time.
Oh, right. Yeah, I was a little confused by that too.
I was like, it felt like a random weird thing. But I don't. At the end of at this time around, I kind of liked her potato clone. I thought it was pretty funny. I don't know how you guys feel about this Harley clone.
The potato, the one that was taken out of the microwave. Or am I getting it confused with someone else?
No, like Harley is a potato. Like the clone is like part potato because it was in the microwave with the potato.
With the hair coming out of it, you mean?
Yeah, like she was. That's why like when she dies later in the season, she flattens out as like a potato, and all like the kids on the street are just eating the potato Harley.
That's kind of funny. It's kind of weird, I guess. I remember that guy being like, "Why is my potato cold? And why does it have a hair on it?"
I love Jim Gordon.
So I did get that's some of the stuff that I missed with the potato clone. That's some of the stuff where I came back in and I had tuned out a little bit, and then I came back in and I was like, okay. I got to the point of the story where they go to, what do you call it? Where they go into the future, right? And they meet their daughter. And then they come back and everything is a Snyderverse.
In the future where everybody loves Avatar 2.
So dumb.
Oh, yeah.
So dumb. Nefertiti, right?
Yeah.
Or Nefertiri.
Like,
sorry.
we would never name our kids something so lame.
Yeah. We were so high when we watched that. Do you remember? Ha ha ha. And then fucking King Shark's ancestor is like, no, that's the greatest movie ever made. Here we all worship it as the greatest thing ever told. I do love that we're introduced to Psycho again as having his own like podcast where he brings villains on. And the name is perfect. Psycho Not Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'd listen to that
awesome.
for sure. All the time. Are you kidding me?
But do me a favor. Oh my God, please. Where villains just explain why what they're doing makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But explain the potato thing. Explain the potato, because I clearly have missed a thing.
So when Jim Gordon goes to microwave his potato, well, it starts with like Poison Ivy. She has the potato, but then she's got hair on her, and she's like, "God damn it, Harley, got hair on my jacket." She wipes it off. That lands on the potato. Jim Gordon's like, "Oh, I'm gonna microwave this potato. That's my dinner or whatever." But the microwave is actually a cloning machine. So when he clones the potato with the hair, it actually clones another Harley, and he doesn't realize it. He just thinks his potato is still cold for some reason.
And that's when he starts working at the LOD.
Yeah, as a security guard. I like when he wants to hang out with the natural disaster chicks. He was like, "Hey, let's go out to a bar," and they're like, "Yeah, we're going home." He's like, "All right, yeah, I'm gonna go back to my totally not repossessed car and head home to like my home that I definitely still live in." He just locks the door of the LOD and just sleeps on the floor.
I do like Harley's Minties because I like Tefe, daughter of Swamp Thing. I love her.
Yeah. The red, gotta love the red.
I mean, your access to all animal life, right? Like unlocking the key too. During the battle, though, when it's the statue versus the Josh statue or Josh Megamorphous or whatever,
The kaiju.
yeah, his kaiju. I love it when Tefe runs up and she goes, "And here comes my thing."
Yeah. Yeah, they all have their own catchphrases.
I guess this is my thing.
And that's what she's telling us, the little baby sharks.
But that's beautiful teamwork in that moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's beautiful teamwork in that moment. Yeah, I like the Minties. So that's when Clone Harley gets made. So at the end of the day, it was clone Harley that killed Nightwing?
No, it was real Harley, because remember
Real
she was
Harley
having
killed
like crazy sleepwalking. Remember she was like stabbing shit like around the apartment or whatever, and she crashed the car
And
too.
they go into that like 4 or 5 times
Yeah.
through the season. I've never seen anybody sleepwalk like that.
Yeah.
Got it.
So she strangles Nightwing with the friendship bracelet she makes. But then later, the clone gets the blame for it. Like Harley says it's the clone that killed Nightwing.
Got it. Okay, got it. And that's so she can clear her own conscience.
Yeah.
Because when Psycho takes her into her head and he's like, ooh, that's some real repressed shit. The actual murder is crazy when she's watching herself do it.
Dude, yeah.
Bananas. Bananas. And I didn't know, okay, so that's not the clone. That really is, really is her.
Which is interesting. It reminds you, because like while she was sleep deprived where she was sleepwalking, was because that evil side of her was trying to
get out.
Yeah. She
needed something to do.
She can't be a good guy, which is great.
So she's still, though, she's chaotic. I think she's more like chaotic good.
Yeah, I think that's what they're leaning on. I mean, she says it later. She's like, I'm in the middle.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think she's a true neutral, though, and I don't think she's always just out for her. I do think, like she shows at the end of the season when they're blowing up LexCorp or whatever.
Yeah.
I think she shows that
no,
she's
I think
more
so
chaotic
too,
good.
but she's not good enough to be the Bat Family or to join like the Justice League.
No, she's not lawful good.
Yeah.
She's chaotic as fuck.
And I think her trying to be lawful good is what was driving her chaotic self crazy.
She has to be her version of sort of good while still doing what's self-serving.
Because that's why too in the Vegas episode she like pretends to be, was it Margaret or whatever she calls herself, the one with like the pink wig on, and so she can let it out and do whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Especially, I mean, the Vegas episode's funny because you have like the Starro as like in the like almost like the Sarlacc pit, but it's like Starro.
God, you have to remind. What is the crux of the Vegas episode?
Well, it's like they just go on vacation. It's like Poison Ivy wants to go to Vegas. Harley can't take a break, but she's like, I can't take vacation from being a superhero. She's like, no, come anyway. And also, like, Clayface has, like, his residency there.
That's his show. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Harley's talking about, not Harley, fucking Ivy's talking about getting tickets to the show.
But
she never got tickets because she didn't.
Yeah, she didn't want to talk to Clayface.
To Clayface. See, again, dude, this is where I also got a little lost. Like, there's such a part of me that didn't even realize that was in Vegas. And I did, honest to God, dude, I watched the season twice. I watched it on Saturday and I watched it again today.
But they say Vegas like a lot in that episode.
No, they don't. They didn't say it one time. Not a single time did they say Vegas.
They're like, yeah, Vegas. Like they always
I
yell
would
about
have heard
partying
it.
in Vegas.
I'm sure I would have heard it, James. I would have heard it.
Well, I'm sure you remember how they banged in the elevator.
I watched through this twice, and I fell out at both the same times in the same place. Like, this is what happens to me. I don't know.
Do you remember when they banged in the elevator?
Say this again?
Do you remember when they banged in the elevator? Harley and Ivy, when they banged in the casino elevator? As like bellhops?
No.
So you're missing all the good stuff, Ben.
No, I forget that. Okay.
Because they're dressed as like bellhops, and then they'd be like, "Damn, you look good." Blah 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 blah, and they like pause like the elevator, and they just fuck, and then go back down the elevator.
Oh wow. Okay, so that's 3. So that's actually very early on in the season. Got it. Okay. Nope. Don't remember.
There's plenty from this season that I don't like. I don't know. I binge watched a lot of it. Actually, binge watched all of it, and like I feel like that's like the worst way for me to watch a show. So there was a lot I don't remember.
Well, I said that was me up until this time. I mean, like if you would have asked me a week ago what happened in this season, honestly, did not remember a single thing. Like I watched the first time, I said it just went totally over my head. Now I've kind of now I can finally, I don't know, just this time around stuck with me for some reason. For watching it the first time.
I remembered so much of it, but then a lot of, and I don't know what it is, man. And maybe Nicole, maybe you're right. Maybe it is watching in bulk, but also I feel like that's the Icons Only episode, is what it's called. Icons Only.
Yeah.
There you go. But there's so much of it that you're like there really are times that's the only way you put it on and it continues to be on. And for me, I just get up and I start fucking doing shit. I'm listening.
And a lot changes in this season. I mean, I guess I don't remember the season like if you watch like the first episode of this season, the last episode, it's like a lot happens in those 10 episodes. I feel like more so than it did in the past 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Because we go from like it's just them two on like different sides of the spectrum, but then it's like, oh, now it's about Poison Ivy being the CEO, but then it's also about Nightwing's murder. Then it's also about going to the moon, but then it's all Lex stuff. And then they go to the future. Like there's like tons of shit that happened in this one season, in 10 episodes. It's
all over the place. It really is. Like
it almost feels like they didn't know they were getting another season, and we're like, let's just fucking put all.
Let's do everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense. It really was like all over the map. Yeah.
And that's what I was saying before, where like either you truncate some of it, or and draw focus to somewhere else, because that's the other problem. Is like so much of this, it because it was everywhere, it felt disjointed, and it felt
like especially
sort
this
of frenetic.
Like this like Luthor art. I feel like they could have spread out for another season.
Dude, do you know what I mean? Like entirely could have touched on it. You know what I mean? It could have.
Because that's a whole season right there of Lex Luthor kidnapping Superman for his powers, and Superman being stuck in whatever he's stuck in, and then it's up to Harley and Poison Ivy trying to figure it out. Like that's basically a season that they did in like 2 episodes.
I do love it when she's carrying Superman out of there, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna tell your fucking goody friends at the Justice League that...
I like when he first sees her and he's like, Harley, just press the button. She's like, yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. He's like, just press the red button.
So good. It's so good. It wants to be, this season wanted to be a lot more than
because I like the arc
with
Luthor. Like I said, I wish that was just more of the season then, because I like the arc of Luthor, like especially because if you know the character of Superman and Lex Luthor, like Luthor has always been obsessed with the idea of Superman, of like this guy who just gets everything, and he's the CEO with no powers, and he looks at this guy as a god, and he's like kind of jealous of it. And I like this almost like gay version of it, of like Luthor is like kind of like definitely in love with him, and also like wants to be him, in a way. It's like, I'm gonna kidnap him and steal all his essence so I can be this perfect human being. Like
it's like the dad harvesting the blood of the son.
Yeah, like pretty much.
Just to call it back to that.
There you go.
But I feel like what this show did is definitely more sexual to it too. When he's watching that dude in the Superman cape like bang, like the chick, like he wants to be Superman that much. You know what I mean? And like I wish that was longer. I wish that was a bigger thing, I guess.
Yeah, maybe next season. Well, actually, I don't know if they could do it next season, but maybe.
So real quick in the chat, Mr. Dwayne Steeler, he wants to make sure to tell both you, James and Nicole, hello.
Dwayne.
Hello.
Hi,
from
guys.
The chat.
Hi, Dwayne. Hi,
love
everyone.
you, Dwayne.
He also can't wait to see Uncle Lloydie play Mr. Mixelplex.
Nice.
Should it ever happen?
James Gunn, listen to us right now. I know you're listening.
Yes, he does listen, James Gunn.
But no, dude, I that's the thing. It's like I want to see a season 5. I enjoy this in general. as just a thing in the world from the first season. I've enjoyed this,
Yeah.
and I want to see it continue. I want it to go for a while, but I want it to be a little more cohesive.
I guess that is the thing, is that they went to a lot of fun places, but maybe it was a little bit too scattered.
Yeah, I think the scatteredness for sure is that's probably why I got over my head the first time. Because like I said, I watched it in a long break too, because I said I did Flapjacks. So I think also coming back and being like, wait, I don't even remember what happened like 2 episodes ago. Now I'm trying to jump back into it, and I couldn't. I don't know, I feel like I couldn't do it.
So I will say this too, though. The what do you call it? The fucking from the very beginning, where you're doing the 2 catch-ups, right? Harley gives this ginormous, long fucking, like, this is what happened last season. We were here, we were there,
Right.
we did this, we did the thing, we did whatever. And then Ivy comes on, and it's like 2 sentences. And then it's boom. I guess that's what we did. Okay. And then she just fucks right off into the new season. I love that.
Yeah.
I thought that was fun.
That was a good way to do a good recap. I do love that, the fast recap.
Not only is it a good way to do a good recap, but it's a great way to sort of reintroduce you to who the 2 characters are. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Harley is this frenetic, all over the place, like, over-explainer, fucking ball of fucking crazy energy. And then Ivy is just very much like, this is, you know, fact.
Yeah,
Done.
this is it. Over. Goodbye.
Yeah. Love it. Love it.
Yeah, the show's great. I hope we get more specials. Because that Valentine's Day special was just kind of perfect. I hope we get more of that, too. Instead of, like, maybe that's even better than a full season.
I did really like the Valentine's Day special. That was like maybe, you know what? That might have been my favorite of like all the like seasons and specials. Yeah. Like I like that the best of anything we watched of Harley Quinn, I guess.
It's a great way to do it, and maybe as opposed to like simply a 45, if they were to either build it out to like a full hour, because wasn't the Valentine's only 45?
Yeah, I think
right?
it wasn't definitely not a full hour.
Yeah, if they could pull it to the full hour, that would be tremendous. Or even like a $1.15 would be nice. You know, something along those lines. Extend it a little bit. Maybe specials for this are better than full season. Who knows?
Yeah,
like, who knows?
Yeah.
But I do remember that because last season was more focused. I mean, right? It was just like Harley was just conflicted about being good. Then Batman, like, gets arrested. You know, then they get Darkseid shit, whatever, and then they stop the world, and you know, Joker becomes mayor. Like, there wasn't like too much like shit going on because there was the whole thing with like Steppenwolf too, who just kind of kept coming in and out of this for whatever reason.
Yeah, see, that's the other thing. Like, there's so much happening. Like, there's so much. And a lot of that takes place on the moon when Ivy goes up there and she's having all of her conferences, when she's convinced not to just be Lex's lackey while she's up there. So she starts taking meetings with people, and then she's doing, what is it, all the panels.
Yeah. Also, when Mark
blows out her
Zuckerberg is there for at the convention, like she sends Mark Zuckerberg into space during one of the panels.
Enjoy.
Oh, that was so funny.
Enjoy life in the metaverse or whatever, and then clips.
That was pretty great.
Off.
And then later, Talia's flying back to like Earth, and he like
and you just see him,
and she's like, "What the Zuck?"
What the Zuck?
Yeah.
It's silly. I like that.
There are really good jokes throughout this. I think it's pretty aware of what it is.
I mean, definitely aware. Like, even at the beginning when Ivy gets invited to like the women's league, I forget what it's called, the actual name, but they send her like the house with the glass ceiling that she has to break to get the invitation.
Oh, yeah.
So, and that was pretty fucking. I thought we were past this in a post-Hillary world or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. I thought that was pretty exceptional. Yeah. Because I thought we were, right? We are past that. You don't have to do
And
that.
Talia confirms that later. She's like, yeah, I thought we were past that.
What's the other well, I mean, okay, so this has been out since what you said, August?
Yeah.
I don't know. How long do spoilers last? Because the ending was pretty
I mean,
baller.
we've already talked
Like,
about killing Nightwing, so.
good. Okay, because he comes back. Just peel that fucking
Spoilers.
Band-Aid off. I do love Talia and Damien throughout this.
Yeah. When when Nightwing's missing, and then like the ninjas break in, they're like, "Oh no, they're coming for us!" And then it's just like Talia's just like, "Damien, you're coming with me," and he's like, "All right, guys, peace out," and they like wrap him up like a baby and carry him off.
When she shows up and says it's his birthday and it's 5 months late, and she gets him like a baby something,
Like a rattler, I think, like a
little rattler. Yeah. That is, I love the idea of the checked out mom, and then I love the idea of just completely oblivious to that life.
I mean, she only shows up because Bruce Wayne is gone, and she had stakes in his company.
Yup. And then, so get into that a little bit with Bruce, because there's also a lot that happens with him, right? Like, he's not in jail the entire time, right?
No, he's in jail the whole time until the end, because he's only being a DJ this whole season.
Right.
Because last season he brought his parents back to life, which caused like that zombie apocalypse.
Yep.
And then that's why he's in jail. And
Got it.
Now he was trying to be a DJ for some reason.
A DJ in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was more
and then-
Alfred's thing. Because Alfred was trying to go to the same prison as him because Bruce was in like the rich person prison.
Well, see, and that's where I get that again. That's where I got a little confused, is because I thought he was supposed to be in jail, but then he has the other butler, and then he has his DJ lessons and
He's in the rich
financial
person
whatever.
jail. I mean, you know about rich people jail where they still get couches and TVs and stuff.
Sure, but then you see that shot of him later in the season where he's in the full blown like orange jumpsuit and he's got like his little wristicles on.
Because hey, rich people get to do whatever they want, man. Rich people don't really get to hang out in jail.
And then, well, no, I'm talking about Bruce.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, because he's still rich enough. I mean, you know, obviously they're going to give him his DJ thing, if they're going to give him a butler, and because you saw the other jail cell, where every other like person in there also had their own butler. Like when they went to go visit him in the first episode.
Yeah, but I'm saying later on in the season, it's like right before he gets out and Alfred goes in, you see Bruce in his orange jumpsuit as well, with like the shackles on and shit.
Yeah, being a DJ. Yeah.
So weird to me. It's so like, I don't know. I got a little lost in that too. Like that's the other. It's too much for my little brain.
But then he gets out like immediately.
My poor little brain crams it in like a short period of time.
It's too much. And that's after watching twice. I still couldn't understand fully what was going on. I thought he was just checked out, and then I'm like, oh, he's in jail. And then Alfred wants to go to his jail. Okay, I get all that. But yeah, for a part of it, I thought he was on fucking vacay. I didn't know. I had no clue.
Sometimes I will watch twice, and I still won't retain what I want to, and I'm like, oh, that was disappointing. So yeah, I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, it took me a couple watches to finally retain this season, so
Yeah.
I get it.
Sometimes I just zone out too. It's not anyone's fault but my own. I'm just like, whoa, what?
But he definitely was
way
checked
too
out,
much
though.
going on. I blame the writers. I blame the actors. I blame the people who've made it. It's their fault.
But he
They're
was
all
checked
at fault.
out, though, because he immediately called somebody and was like, all right, I need to come back. And they let him out, like, immediately as Alfred's finally getting back into jail.
Oh no, it was the judge. See, and this is the little shit that I catch that I can't remember. It was like the judge's daughter wanted a internship at some Wayne Corps thing.
Oh yeah, because I forget what I forget what makes him decide to come out, but he uses I'll give your niece or daughter or whatever an internship, and they're like, okay, we'll get you out. But he I forget why he leaves, but he leaves for a certain reason at the end of the episode.
Yeah. He's like, you can get out in like 2 seconds. I'll have you out by the end of the day. As Alfred's fucking walking right in.
And he was like, "Oh, I got my own ride. I'll see you later, Alfred," and just drives off. And I do love the Batman PSA in the first episode, where it's just like the Bat fam's got your back, fam. And then it goes to like,
yeah.
And then it goes to like the news reporter, and the news reporter was like, and Batman thinks that was helpful as murders still continue in the city, or reassuring, or whatever.
Oh, what is it when they go to where the Bat family goes to Sweden too, right? Is it Sweden? And then they've got the two like the two Swedish is what I'll put it to. I forget what
is it
they're
the
called.
Ice Boys vacation?
Oh, that was silly. I don't know if that's the one you're talking about, but
When what's his name gets stolen and it's like Jurgen or whatever, or Jorg. It's
Johannes?
right before.
Johan. Oh no, maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Maybe it's Johan, maybe, but it's the two blonde kids that are up there, and they're in the cabin, and then Babs and somebody else ends up like tied up together.
Oh no, that wasn't. They were from Sweden, but they were Airbnb because they were using the Wayne Manor as an Airbnb because Wayne Talia took all the money. So they had to rent out.
So they came to visit. I miss the beginnings of things. I miss the middles of things. I tell you, like that's what I get for like cleaning my toilet there.
Because they came to visit, but then they were so hopped up on drugs so they couldn't feel pain. So they start winning, and then Harley has to teach them, you don't need bat gadgets. You got a stapler and like a book here.
Yeah, you have weapons around you. I can teach you how to fight like me.
Yeah.
I remember that. That I remember. I can teach you to fight like me.
I do think the Ice Boys vacation is in Sweden, though. When they go to the cabin up there. Because they go to the cabin because Jim Gordon is like reconnecting with his wife in a cabin. And then he gets a call for a job in Legion of Doom. And then he's like, he just leaves her stranded in a cabin. And then that's where the Ice Boys have the vacation at.
I love it when he's with King Shark and he gives the babies
I'm an amazing
whiskey
dad.
on the gums.
Yeah, they do the Babs all the time. I'm an amazing dad. I'm the best dad ever.
I didn't know you could do that. Dads can do this.
And then he tries to do it to her again when she's like tied up. When she's like tied up at like the bad guy party or whatever, and she's like mad about Nightwing, and he just randomly, while she takes a shot, rubs it into her lips.
God damn it, Dad! I'm not teething. Yeah, like I don't know. There are things that hit and landed for me, and then it just shit that went right beyond me. I liked it. It was a good season. On the whole, James, very good season.
Well, you guys got a favorite character of this season?
Oh, boring of me to say, but I think I'll just always say Ivy.
I mean,
and
Ivy's
Harley.
great.
So I know that's boring too, but anyone else though? I don't know. Really, those two, the Johns. The Johns are my favorite.
When they wear like 3 different brown, they're like
yeah,
they get 3 different shades of brown.
Chestnut, nutmeg.
Yeah.
What was the other one? It was like dark chocolate and something else, I think. I remember chestnut and nutmeg.
What about you guys? Who's your favorite characters?
It's always Bane, Nora. Always Bane.
Bane and Jim Gordon are by far my favorites. Because Jim Gordon, they're both so sad and so funny at the same time. Like they all just want to be loved so bad, but they're also so bad at what they do. It just makes it amazing. Especially Jim Gordon.
I think King Shark is up there for me this season too. I love it when Harley calls him and he accepts the call, but then he's like, "I'm going to change your name to potential spam inside my phone because he's
when
got to keep up his bad guy cred."
when they
Um,
when they're like when Lex Luthor tries to lock them into the Legion of Doom and he's like hacking on the computer and like Nora shoots him with like the giant ray and then like his hands get too big and he's like, I can't hack with these hands. How
that, and then when and it's right there in the beginning when he wants the baby shower, but he doesn't want to come out and say it. So I'm King Shark. I'm gonna be your new this and that. I'm gonna be your new, what is it? Your new IT specialist or something?
Yeah.
And he's like, and completely unrelated, I love parties. And everybody just fucks right off. And then Nora's like, fine, okay, I'll bite. And decides to throw him a party, and he tells her where the register is. I love that.
And then like later he's like, oh, you got me a new father's cake. Thank you. And it just says like Nightwing is dead on the cake.
Like, but that's also because I really like Ron Funches too.
Yeah. I mean, he was my favorite King Shark until the Suicide Squad. Like Stallone is my absolute favorite King Shark.
Yeah, I believe that.
But he is great. I do love Rob Funchins also.
I saw him live in Portland.
That's cool.
He's from the Northeast. He's from up there.
Is his stand-up great? I mean, I'm assuming it is.
Bro, his stand-up is hysterical, and there's a bit you have to look up. I'll see if I can't send you guys a link. It's called Weed Store Batman.
Never heard of it.
Okay, I'll send it to you. It used to be his closer. I think it's closer in like his first special. I'm pretty sure you can find just that bit online. I'll find it for you. But he talks about buying weed in Vancouver, BC, where all drugs were legal at a certain point, and it was a very bad part of town that he was in, and he had to be Weed Store Batman.
All right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Send that bit
It's
over.
very good.
I haven't seen a lot of Rob Funchins stand-up. I just see him because he's just in a lot of shit. Like every time I watch him and like, what's that dude's Jason Mantzoukas? Like him and Jason Mantzoukas, I feel like I see them in everything.
Zooks. Jason Mantzoukas can do no wrong as far as I'm concerned. Him and June Diane Raphael, and well, fuck it, and Paul Scheer, all of How Did This Get Made can do no
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah. But Jason Mantzoukas is literally in everything that I watch. He's even in John Wick.
He shows up in part 3, right?
Yeah, he's in the beginning.
Awesome.
He's like one of the homeless assassins.
Yeah. Zooks. He's in some Star Trek shit on Paramount.
Invincible. I've been watching, the Amazon show Invincible. He's in Invincible. Big
Yep.
Mouth. He's in fucking everything.
Desperately funny guy. Have you guys seen the episode of the Chris Gethard show with Zooks in it?
No.
No.
Dude, I'm gonna have to send you another link. There's a brilliant episode. Are you familiar with the Chris Gethard show?
No.
Yes.
Okay, so James, to catch you up, Chris Gethard, for the longest amount of time, had a show on New York Public Access. Okay, him and a bunch of comedians sort of like ran that for a minute. And Jimmy used to cam up, little Jimmy Adamson used to cam up, not on the Gethard show necessarily, but on like one of the spinoff shows.
I was on that show actually once.
You know the one I'm talking
the
about,
Brett
right?
Davis ones, or
Yeah. So Brett Davis was bought into sort of the Gethard School of Comedy up there, the whole thing. Anyway, Gethard started to grow, and for a minute he had a show somewhere. Steeler says John Wick 3 is a kick-ass action movie, and indeed
Hell yeah,
it is,
it is.
Dwayne. Indeed it is.
fuck yeah, it is.
One would challenge it as inspo for Portrait of Payback.
Yeah. Even the
Feel
sequel,
it.
Portrait of Parabellum, which is the name of John Wick 3.
There you go. So anyway, long story short, Gethard has Paul Scheer and Jason Mantzoukas on an episode of his show that was short-lived, where it was a continuation of his cable access show. So all the same characters would show up, all the same everything. But they bring in a New York City dumpster, and Zooks and Sheer have to guess what's in that dumpster.
Oh.
And what is in that dumpster is unfathomable. It is, bro. Yeah.
That's
and
amazing.
Hands down, it is one of the funniest and best hours of television you'll ever see.
Is it disgusting? Don't spoil what's in it, but is it disgusting?
No spoilers. In some regards, it could be considered disgusting.
Interesting. Very interesting. I'm not sure what that means, so I'll have to watch and find out.
Yeah, absolutely. Hang on, let me see if I can bring it up here.
Very interesting description for sure. That makes me scratch my head a little bit.
Yeah, now I want to know what's in there.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna send you a link because, honest to God, you should watch this tonight. It'll make you feel good about life again.
Oh, I do need something to do that. So good, I'll watch that.
Well, Harley Quinn makes me feel good about life. Because still, this is the only show I know ever that made a DC supervillain a Sum 41 fan. I'll never forget that. No matter how bad the show gets, I will always have that.
Oh, I liked in Harley's speech where she was talking about Lincoln Park and how they couldn't get the money for the Lincoln Park thing.
Yeah, do
you know what I'm talking about?
There's definitely some millennials writing this show. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, good point. Because of all the bands that are mentioned, yeah.
There's a lot of the references too. Yeah, man. I don't know. I still like the season a lot. I wish it was a little more straightforward on stuff. Oh, we got a link here.
Yeah. That's the one to take a look at after the show, guys.
After the show.
Sounds good.
I'm probably going to put it on again while I Pokemon. I've seen this show probably 7 or 8 times. I keep watching it. One man stretch. And it is seriously one of the things. I know what's in the dumpster, but this always makes me so happy.
All right.
Just saying. But you're right. Harley Quinn does make you very happy too. It's a great show. It's a great show. Some things off on whatever. Maybe if I watch the season a third time, we'll see what happens.
I mean, it took me 3 times, so maybe that's the key here. I don't know. Did I ever tell you? I may have said it the first time we watched this. We did the Harley on this show. But did I tell you about my story watching Acid on Harley? Watching Harley on
Watching Acid on Harley?
That says enough.
That's exactly, yeah, watching Harley on Acid. Did I tell you about that story at all?
No, I can't. Not that I can remember. It always bears repeating.
So one of our old roommates, friend of the show, we were tripping once, and he was like, "Yo, you put on something funny," and I was like, "Dude, there's a new episode of Harley right now. You gotta watch this show." And I'd say it's a new episode, so I hadn't seen it yet, and it was the episode of season 1 where Poison Ivy dies. So it's like the one really dramatic episode of like the entirety of this wacky show. And then my friend, the roommate of mine, starts getting mad at me, being like, he was just upset. He was like, "You told me this was funny. Why is this not funny? This is just sad." And I was like, I'm sorry. I'll change it right now."
What?
That's the greatest. That is the greatest. Yeah, of course it's going to be the one episode. And I know the roommate you're talking about because he told me that story. Now that I think about it. How's that going to be the one that you watch?
The one, because it was a new one. I was like, let's just watch it. But yeah, in hindsight, I guess, yeah, the show's got some sad moments in it. But still, I don't know. This show makes me laugh sometimes. Like, there's like even the bit like early, I think it might have been the first or second episode, where they were looking at the back computer. I think it might have been it was when they were looking for Professor Pig. Yeah, because I think that was the first episode. But they're at their back computer, and Harley sees her photo like up on like the list or whatever on the computer. She's like, "Wow, my skin looks so smooth like." And she's like, "Wait, I'm not gonna stay. There's a kid present." And then she says, and she's like my titties in a car wash.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know what that means, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I have no idea either, honestly. But it sounds funny.
You've never had your titties out in a car wash, guys? Come on. Neither one of you?
Clean and shiny. Clean
Yeah, I
and
guess
Clean and
or something, I don't know.
shiny.
Clean and shiny. No, I just got a. Sorry about that. I just had a note pop up. I've got a situation over at the tub that I was waiting on a response about. I just got it, so thank you. Sorry.
No. Well, I don't know. I guess should we wrap up here? I mean, unless you guys got more you want to say about Harley Quinn season 4.
I don't, other than my final thoughts. That's it.
All right. Well, Nicole, what are your final thoughts? What do you got for us?
It was good.
Oh,
I mean, I kind of did, like, I don't know. I really enjoyed going to, like, you know, the different locations with them, you know, so to speak, like Vegas and Italy. I've watched a lot of it at face value this season because I kind of, like I said, like zoned out, whatever, binged it. So I'll give it a success.
Hold on, I'm getting there.
Thought it was fun, for sure.
Hold on, I'm still waiting for it. Keep talking. I'm gonna press it.
Never gonna come back.
It's a fun watch. If people are like wondering whether to check it out or not, I would say go for it. I think it's like generally enjoyable. You know, a success for sure. Not the best thing ever. Far from the worst thing ever. Definitely just like a good, enjoyable watch. I would check it out if I were you.
What about you, Ben?
I would say it's definitely a success. I think it rides a line, a couple of different lines that a couple they balance really well. Being forward thinking without being too preachy, they get on sort of the cusp of that. But again, they step it back in just the right ways. But then there's the notion of trying to do too much, and that could just be the landscape of the day. And this season, I think they kind of crossed that line a little bit. They went a little too far. But it's and just in the fact that they tried to do too much. It's an exceptional watch in general. Pick it up from the beginning, very much from the beginning. And then hopefully a season 5 will come and they will mellow it down just a little bit.
Yeah. At least bring it back to season 5. Come on.
Yes. And wrap up a story because they left us on such a cliffhanger.
And you know, this is the last. I mean, if it gets to season 5, it is good. It's the last show from that DC app era. All the other shows are gone. You know,
they're dead.
Oh, wow.
Because Swamp Thing obviously got canceled the first season.
Right.
And then they had Young Justice, Harley, Titans, and Doom Patrol and Stargirl all got moved over to Max. Stargirl went to CW, but then all the CW shows got canceled.
Right.
Because they all suck.
Doom Patrol is in their last season.
Yeah,
right?
Doom Patrol just wrapped up. Very sad about it.
Yeah.
Because I also fucking love Doom Patrol. Titans also ended like a year ago or a couple months ago. So yeah.
You know who I love in Doom Patrol?
Who?
Michelle Gomez.
Who is she in Doom Patrol?
I forget who she is in Doom Patrol. I know her as Missy from Doctor Who. She's the redheaded older British lady.
Oh, is she the stretchy lady?
No, I don't think so.
There's two stretchy ladies now. There's like there's Rita, the main stretchy lady, and then they got like the evil lady who comes through and switches sides.
It would be she plays Laura DeMille, Madame Rouge.
Yeah, Madame Rouge. Yeah, so she's like the villain turned kind of good person.
Yeah,
in the show. Yeah, she's great. She's amazing.
Yeah. Exceptional actress.
Yeah.
Exceptional actress. Yeah, I don't know. I get a kick out of her. And actually, weirdly, you should follow her Instagram. Her Instagram is very fun.
Oh, there you go. But yeah, also everyone watch Doom Patrol. That show fucking rules. Also, nobody watched it. very sad. But it's also Brendan Fraser. Come on, you can't go wrong with Brendan Fraser.
I watched the first season and I think maybe 2 episodes of the second season, and then I kind of fell off because you make me watch cartoons every week.
I know that is a problem. There's actually a lot of shows I don't watch because I'm like, damn, I got to watch a whole season of a cartoon this week. Hey, but luckily we'll get to it. But next week's going to be a lot easier.
Is it? Yeah. What are we watching next week?
Let me,
good question.
We'll get there. I got my final thoughts here. All right.
Oh yeah, you got thoughts, but you were saying next week was going to be easier.
I said we're going to get to it. I said we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
You didn't say that. You didn't say that. They never went to Las Vegas. Like, you made up shit about this show.
They never went to Las Vegas.
All night you made up shit about this show. I know you
Season
did.
4 actually didn't exist at all. This has all been a ruse.
What if you just sent us like a flip book and it was just like you're drawing, this is the season, these are the cartoons, and it's just a little like flip book that you made? Yeah.
It's just Harley and Ivy just
time.
making out in the flip book. But yeah, I'm giving this show a
success.
Because it took me 3 times, but this season finally clicked in my brain. And yeah, there's literally a lot going on. That's for sure. And I think they could have broken up some of these stories for, like, I think the Lex thing could have been a whole season rather than kind of like a 2-episode wrap up with the laser thing. Even going to the future was weird because we never like bring it back. And I get because they fixed the future, they changed it, but then it also felt like kind of like a filler. Like, why are we even in this future? Because it doesn't really matter, honestly, unless it does next season. Who knows what? We'll see if the Harley Quinn Ivy baby comes about. And I wish I know it's like they don't need to explain it, but I am curious of how they made a baby. I do want to know, like, how that happened.
Oh, yes. I thought I missed something.
They don't explain it.
Yeah, okay. So I didn't miss anything. Okay.
I bet money. I would bet money. In the near future, the villains have figured out a way to fuse an egg.
No, yeah,
Okay.
I mean, that seems like a good, logical, smart science way of doing it.
Yeah, I guarantee you they've figured out a way to fuse an egg, because Harley asked who the sperm donor was. No, wait, I don't want to know. You know what I mean? So clearly there's, biology tells us cum has to be involved somewhere.
Well, my theory is that, the beginning of the season, Poison Ivy keeps talking about all these male plants and how they're just constantly spewing jizz everywhere, but pollen constantly. I think it has something to do with that, of her controlling some sort of male plant. Yeah.
And then fucking Harley?
Yeah.
Whoa. That's heavy.
That's my theory.
Oh, that's exceptional. What if Frank's the dad?
That's even better. I even talked about Frank once this episode, and yeah, that's what I want. That's a theory I want. That's a theory I'm gonna buy in, because Frank is awesome. But yeah, I love this season. I do love the way they portray Lex in it. So good. Like, I love that he starts getting filler in his face and like terrible plugs, and yeah, he gets Falcon blood, and he has like these things on his thighs that he's always like pumping to get his thighs constantly running. So yeah, I mean, I am a big fan of this season. I think even initially threw me off is when they kill off Nightwing, because I don't know, I'm such a like fucking nerd. I'm like, you can't kill off Nightwing. That doesn't happen. Nightwing doesn't die. Like that kind of punches me in my nerd balls a little bit. But at the same time, I don't know, I get over it. And watching it now, and they do set it up. I like that Nightwing's going to come back next season, be like, no, yeah, Harley did kill me. And that could be a good thing with Babs, of her being like, what do you mean? No, it's the clone. And he'll be like, no, it was Harley. And that kind of can feed to each other. That's, that's a good story right there. I feel like you can go about doing. So yeah, I'm going to give it the good old
success.
And I love that people watching it now. It's great that people actually like can talk about this show. People know what I'm talking about, rather than like literally when this first show came out, besides Ben, the only other person I was able to talk about it is like this UFC fighter. Now I can't remember, Matt Sarah, that I met once at like a comedy show because he had like a bit about Harley Quinn. I went up to him afterwards and I was like, "Yo, you watch Harley Quinn?" And we talked for like 15 minutes of just Harley Quinn. Me and this like world championship UFC fighter.
That's amazing.
I love that he had a bit in his show about Harley Quinn, and you're like, I now have a friend.
Yeah, UFC legend Matt Sarah. But yeah, so
weird.
So yeah, next week. You guys ready for
Yeah,
next
James.
week?
What are we watching next week?
So I'm not 100% sure because
Ooh.
it depends on what their holiday episode is going to fall on, because it's kind of a weird week. Because next week we could do a holiday episode on the 20th, or it's the 27th because Christmas falls on the 25th. So should we do the holiday episode now? Next
Well, if we record it 7 days from today, today's what, the 13th? Yeah, the 20th, then it's out.
It'll be out on the
what do you call
23rd.
it?
So that's close enough.
I mean, that's like literally a day before.
Yeah.
That's Christmas Eve, isn't it?
The 23rd?
No, the 24th.
Yeah, the 23rd is a Saturday. So it's 2 days.
Okay, then there you go.
So
Yeah, then it's
all right.
out right before Christmas.
Then, then fine. Next week we are doing Christmas. And it was picked by Liz herself, who is now here with us. And we're doing an episode of Metalocalypse, which we haven't talked yet on the show. But we're doing Metalocalypse Season 3, Episode 4, Deathmas, which I've never seen. I know.
1 11-minute episode.
Yeah.
Jen's going to be so happy.
You know, Ted, I was making it easier this week. So, I mean, we'll probably talk a lot more about Metalocalypse because I haven't seen, I mean, I've watched Metalocalypse, but I haven't seen all of it. So I've never seen this episode.
Is it on Max?
Yeah, it's all on Max.
Is it Adult Swim show?
Yes.
Okay.
They're also getting ready for another Metalocalypse, like fucking what do you call it? Like another special. They did like a movie / not concert special, but it's like a almost like concept album churned special, and they're getting ready for another one pretty soon to wrap up everything after all this time. Yeah. Love Metalocalypse.
Well, that's what we'll get into next week, guys. So, yeah, and you know, don't forget, please donate.
If you
above.
can.
Yes.
If you can. Tornadoes are real. A lot of people are fucked up down here around the holidays. So if you're hearing this and you've got a little extra in your pocket and you've already had it in your head to maybe donate a little bit, if you're not going to do it local, or if you're looking for a place to, it's www.cfmt.org. Tennessee needs some help with some tornado relief. And that money goes directly to those families impacted the most, who need it the most.
So there you go. I'm going to leave on that. Peace out, guys.
You guys, this is all Kyle's mom's fault. Shut up, Cartman. Kyle's mom is the one that started that damn club, and all because she's a big, fat, stupid bitch. Don't say it, Cartman. Well, don't do it, Cartman. Well, I'm warning you. Okay.
Hello, peasants.
Want to kill all humans?
Work there, dude.
We'd like some money. Yeah, money. Money is cool.
Oh, you a